Do you ever feel painfully alone, even when you're lying right next to your partner? Like you're in a relationship, but somehow still feel disconnected, unseen, or even invisible. If this rings true, you're not alone. In this video, we're breaking down why relationship loneliness happens and sharing how to rebuild connection with powerful tools for communication, boundaries, and attachment.
Hi, friends, and welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome to our community. I'm Joel Terry,
And I'm Tehrina Terry.
and that's Da Vinci.
We're licensed therapists with 30 years of experience between us, here to help you build healthy relationships.
We do this through teaching you the ABCs of lasting love: attachment, boundaries, and communication. So if that sounds good to you, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can join our growing community.
First, if you're feeling lonely in your relationship, we want to acknowledge how incredibly and deeply painful that experience is. It's this confusing ache, isn't it? Feeling disconnected or unseen, even when you share a home or a life with someone. I've been in relationships where it didn't matter how much time we spent physically together. It felt like we were living in two completely different worlds. That felt even lonelier and more painful than being single. It can feel like a rejection of who you are at your core.
And feeling alone doesn't always mean your relationship's broken, but it is a signal, a kind of emotional check engine light, that something important is needing attention. One of the most frequent reasons people feel lonely in relationships is due to communication breakdowns. Maybe your conversations have become mostly about logistics: who's picking up the kids, what's for dinner, did you pay that bill?
Did you feed the cats?
Did you feed the cats? And you miss talking about your hopes, fears, and just how your day really felt. And perhaps your attempts at connection are met with defensiveness, criticism, or that feeling of like talking to a brick wall, where what we sometimes call stonewalling. These patterns slowly erode emotional intimacy, leaving you feeling isolated even when you're together. So let's take a moment to explain what we mean by vulnerable communication, because it's a key here. It's more than just talking. It's about having the courage to share your inner world, your real feelings, your insecurities, and your needs, and trusting that your partner can receive it with care and respect, even if it's uncomfortable. When that vulnerability feels unsafe or consistently goes unanswered, loneliness can easily settle in.
Another reason we often feel emotionally disconnected is because of unmet attachment needs. We all have core needs in relationships for connection, security, and reassurance. These needs are shaped by our early attachment experiences, and they influence how we behave in our adult relationships. If you tend toward an anxious attachment style, you might feel persistently lonely when your partner isn't consistently responsive. Their distance feels like a threat to the connection. If your partner leans more avoidant, they might withdraw or shut down when overwhelmed, inadvertently leaving you feeling shut out. Sometimes it's simply a mismatch, two people speaking different attachment languages, and missing each other's bids for connection.
And what do we mean by bids for connection? These are the small, everyday moments when we reach out to our partner emotionally. It could be sharing something that happened in our day, asking for their opinion, showing them something interesting or a funny YouTube, or even just a touch or a look. Research shows that how partners respond to these bids is one of the strongest predictors of relationship success. When bids are consistently missed or ignored, that painful loneliness can deepen. And if you're unsure of your own attachment style, understanding it can be the key to feeling more connected in your relationship and less alone. We've created a free quiz that can help you identify your relationship attachment style. You can take our Boundaries and Attachment Styles quiz. It's linked in the description below to discover your animal archetype and get personalized insights into your patterns.
So now let's talk about boundaries, but maybe not in the way you usually think about them. Loneliness can also arise from problems with emotional or time boundaries within the relationship itself. This could look like one partner having rigid emotional walls up, making vulnerability impossible, or boundaries that are too permeable. Maybe work stress or family drama constantly floods into your relationship space, leaving no protected time for genuine connection. Protecting time and emotional energy for your relationship is a boundary issue that directly impacts your feelings of closeness.
And for couples who are parents, this experience of feeling alone together can get even more complex. If you're focused solely on the kids, it's easy to lose sight of that couple dynamic entirely. Many couples pour all of their time and energy into parenting, leaving nothing for nurturing their relationship. And this can lead to a profound sense of disconnection that builds slowly over the years. And that's a whole topic on its own. So let us know in the comments if you'd like us to create a video specifically for maintaining connection as parents.
In contrast, healthy, secure relationships often enjoy what we call being together alone. This is that comfortable space where you're sharing the same environment with someone who loves and anchors you. So even when you're doing your own thing, you have that secure base of knowing you're emotionally connected, even when physically apart. For example, in our relationship, we work together and share many common interests in what we do, read, watch, and listen to. At the same time, we allow for space. A couple nights a week, Joel spends time in his virtual game world, while I'll have a watch party with girlfriends or a solo date night with a book or a show that I love. We also meet up with friends separately once or twice a month.
And these individual activities actually enhance our connection because we both come back to each other feeling refreshed and have something new to share. The key difference is that we feel anchored to each other, even when apart, instead of feeling disconnected while together.
Feeling lonely in your relationship often isn't about just one thing. It's frequently an interplay between communication breakdowns, unmet attachment needs, and issues with emotional or time boundaries. Recognizing which patterns might be showing up in your relationship is the crucial first step. It moves you from just feeling the pain to understanding why it might be happening. And that understanding is where hope begins.
Which part of relationship loneliness resonated most with you? Communication gaps, attachment needs, or boundary struggles? Drop a comment below. Your insight might help someone else feel less alone too.
And don't forget to take our free attachment and boundary style quiz to discover your connection style and get personalized tips for connecting with your partner. We also have a free relationship must-have and deal breaker guide to help you clarify your needs. Both can be found in the description below.
If you're ready to stop feeling lonely in your relationship and start building emotional intimacy, watch this video next right here.
Like, subscribe, and take care of your heart.
And remember, you're not alone. We're all in this
Together.